is fast changing and becoming liberal, and this wave of change has, made new communication mediums emerge over the years, including explicit ones. One of such is sexting, if you know what I mean by sexting. The issue of sexting is quite sensitive and complex. To the liberal school of thought, it is perceived as a harmless form of, flirtation or self-expression. The conservative folks frown at the very idea of, communicating sexually, triggering images and, words between people. However, I must point out that sexting with your partner or wife is okay, as it helps drive excitement for many couples, especially those who are apart due to distance. Whether you argue for it or against it, in the context of marriage, sexting with another woman is a betrayal of trust that can cause pain and distress in the relationship. Sadly, it has, made cheating a piece of cake for womanizing husbands. You may find that, something seems off about your husband, only to discover that he is not cheating physically, he is sexting with another woman. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to Female Affairs with Food, where everything female affairs and matters of the heart is shared. Do well to subscribe, turn on the post notification bell, and don't forget to like if you enjoy watching, okay? Can we agree already that sexting with another woman is cheating? Now let's look at the signs your husband is sexting another woman. The first sign is he spends increased time on his device. For men who are naturally carefree about their phone, it is easy to nab them here. If your husband does not care about his phone, would miss calls, not respond to messages, or scarcely go online suddenly becomes attached to his phone, then you should smell a rat. It gets more interesting if you find he spend this time chatting and texting a lot. He might even be so engrossed in chat that he is unaware of your presence. Characteristically, pressing his phone has become his favorite pastime. This is a red flag and you know it. Your guy might just be sexting with another woman. The second one is he deletes his text often. While it is true that some people delete their chats to free up space on their phone or for general privacy, your husband's behavior is somewhat off if he does not used to do so before. If your husband suddenly becomes a heavy texter and online user, but you can't find his chat trail when you check his phone, he is not up to any good. Certainly, he is deleting his chat and conversations because they are implicating. Number 3 thing is this: he is secretive and protective of his device. If your husband suddenly paranoid about you touching his phone, if you have noticed that he gets unusual apprehensive when he forgets his phone on the bed or on the table and goes to the bathroom, then something is very wrong. I once saw a skit where a man started sweating profusely when he realized he had forgotten his phone at home with his wife. Why was he sweating? Your guess is as good as mine. Undoubtedly, using password on his phone could just be an ordinary security measure, as many of us has password on our devices. However, if both of you were open with each other's device and passwords, only for him to suddenly change his phone's password and start locking his chats, he is sexting another woman. Also, if your husband never had a password on his phone but suddenly locks his device and acts considerably secretive with his phone, he is hiding something from you. Unfortunately, that something may be his sex with another woman. So the fourth thing is this: there is a decrease in intimacy and affection. Another sign of trouble in paradise is decreased intimacy and affection, possibly because he is emotionally or physically invested in another person. There's something about sexting that drives anticipation and could, make the man experience sexual pleasure from such interaction. He might even, become withdrawn, distracted, spend less time with you, and be unwilling to have sexual relations or initiate it with you. Please remember that there could be other explanation, okay, for decreased intimacy and affection, such as stress, health issue, or other life changes. However, if this sign is paired with other signs, it could be that he is sexting with another woman. So let's move on to the fifth thing here. There are changes in the sleep pattern and appetite. You should be worried if your early sleeper husband suddenly becomes a night owl, fiddling with his phone far into the night. He may be sexting with another woman. There's something intimate about night conversations, and your husband and his partner may be, harnessing the whole of the night to get intimate. Perhaps the thrill of, sexting has even changed his sleep pattern and appetite. The sixth thing is spend an unexplainable amount of phone and internet bills. Have you observed that your husband's expenses on data subscription has increased in a way you cannot fathom? There are, a few ways that increase spending on phone or internet bills be a sign of sexting. One possibility is that he is paying for premium features or services on messaging apps like Snapchat. Another possibility is that he makes long distance calls or send international text messages which are pricey. He may also use more data than usual because he spends more time on his phone. This may be a sign of his newest investment, sexting with another woman. The seventh thing we'll go into is he responds unusually late to your chats. If sexting with another woman is your husband's newfound hobby, chances are that he may get carried away to the point of ignoring your messages. This is profoundly so if he is usually on his phone, but he is very slow to respond to your messages whether or not you are together. It could be because he is busy sexting someone else. Let's move on to number 8. He uses multiple messaging apps. When your husband moves from not caring about chatting online to having multiple messaging apps, this might be a pointer to sexting operations. Certain messaging apps help foster sexting, such as WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, and iMessage. In fact, if he starts using a burner phone, you should raise an eyebrow. People sometimes use burner phones for sexting because they can be more anonymous. So if you discover that your husband now has or uses a burner phone, he might just be sexting with another woman. I want to ask you, what is burner phone? The phone that you can dispose any moment, anytime. Ninth thing is he loses interest in sex with you. This may be the effect of sexting with another woman. The truth is that sexting is a very intimate activity that can lead to strong emotional reactions. Some people may become more interested in sex after sexting, while others may have a decreased interest in sex with their partner. One potential effect of sexting is a feeling of emotional distance or detachment from a romantic partner. You are likely to observe a loss of interest because his attraction to the other woman may make him pay you less attention, let alone have sex with you. He may also begin to make comparison between you and the other woman, making him have unrealistic expectations of you. The third thing is he develops the habit of masturbating. As a follow-up to the last point, you may suddenly discover that your husband now masturbates. This might not seem like a big deal to some people, but it indicates that someone else is arousing him sexually over the phone. By this way, masturbation is a common habit found in people who engage in sexting. I'd like to point out here that the signs mentioned earlier are possible indications and do not automatically mean that your husband is sexting another woman. Try to get that. Okay, so you may have to consider the peculiarity of your relationship to conclude what to make of the signs you notice. Even though sexting with another woman is unfaithful and a breach of marital vows, various factors could lead to such behavior. Some including feeling unfulfilled in the marriage, struggling with self-esteem, loneliness or isolation, and psychological or even emotional issues. This doesn't in any way justify the betrayal of trust. However, if you find that your husband is sexting another woman, even though you are sure to be hurt by his actions, you may want to approach the matter carefully. Okay, so I will advise you to seek the help of a professional marriage counselor if you can. If your husband's case is rooted in self-esteem issues or unhealed trauma, he may need to explore therapy. With much support, sincere and effective communication, patience, understanding, and clear boundaries, you may weather the storm and you will build trust in your marriage again. I hope you enjoy watching. If you do, kindly like this video, share and subscribe. Your thoughts are highly welcome. Do leave a comment below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.